Hey guys, welcome back to the Snapprint Chronicles. We're coming back at you with another Ratchet video. Today we have a Snap-on USA, and this is the Snap-on F830 USA Ratchet. Before we jump into it, I'm trying to reach my goal. My goal is still to reach 2,000 subscribers, hopefully by the end of the year. So how many do I have left? I think I have like less than 40 subscribers to reach 2,000. So if you guys can help me out, give me the HBO special. HBO special is help a brother out special. Help a brother out, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Okay, let's jump into this Snap-on. You probably see a lot of I've done Snap-on in the past, but mostly more vintage Snap-on. This is a little bit more modern, not like modern like yesterday modern. This is has a date code here of that 5. That 5 shape is 1995, but this ratchet has some interesting features, more in line with a modern style of ratchet, but still things that are pretty old, or harken back to those old vintage Snap-on ratchets. What is different that I can tell is that they have the logo here, and it's kind of a different design in the front. The older ones had like a cap or something there. This one is more of a solid piece with the Snap-on written across. Here's the handle. Handle looks pretty much the same. Hasn't changed in decades up to that point. This style of handle for Snap-on, and the shape of the head also classic Snap-on shape. What's a little bit different is the lettering here says sealed ratchet, and let's keep that in mind. It's sealed. Do not immerse in fluids. I guess they're telling you don't dunk this in. I know some people, they like to clean ratchets by dunking them in certain fluids. This is probably one that they're telling you not to do that, because what we're gonna see in a couple of minutes. And patent number, it says 4934220. That's the patent for this. Replace worn parts. And here's a look. As you can tell, the switch, the ratchet, you see the switch moving, so we know it's going to be a bat wing style pawl design. Here's the peening on the ball. Looks pretty modern. I think the older ones had like a sun design peening, where you see like little striations in the peening. This one has a more like just roundish peening, but on this side you still have the hole that's drilled into it. You can see there, you can't see inside of it, but it goes all the way through the spring, and you can, if you stick a pick in there, you can feel the ball on this side. Okay, so let's open this up and see what we have. Okay, you're gonna need 2 Torx for this, and that's another thing with this one, is that it comes with Torx. The older ones came with flathead. I think some of them came with Phillips, but this one is utilizing the Torx, and you're gonna need a Torx 8 and a Torx 6 to open this one up and take it apart. There's the Torx 8 for the regular screws, and this is what the screws look like. Not much to say about it. Looks pretty regular. I don't see, or I can't tell if there's any thread locker on there. And the other screw, same thing. No, I don't see any thread locker unless they use a weird color like black. And you just wiggle, 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 and the plate comes out. And the plate is pretty interesting. There you see one of the rubber gaskets have kind of popped out a little bit. This is what they're talking about with sealed ratchet. It's sealed kind of, I'm not sure. I haven't seen, I don't have a lot of snap-on ratchets, but other ratchets that I've seen, I never seen them sealed like this. They actually have a seal around the edge here, which they have, let me grab a pick. You see this seal here? A pretty thin gasket around the edge, and they actually have a cutout around the edge of the plate to seat this thin gasket there. Kind of looks like a watch gasket when you unscrew your watch to open it up, and they'll have like a seal. Kind of looks like this. And over here for the anvil, they have this gasket. Another rubber gasket and a cutout here to seat the gasket. I'll pop that one back in, and that's what it looks like. And let me put this one back on real quick. And there you go. So you have, so far the plate has two, one here for the anvil and one here for the edge of the plate. We take out the gear, and the gear is, I think, 32 teeth, so still coarse, not like the modern 153 teeth ratchets we have now. Still just 32 teeth, but this one's in pretty good shape. Not much wear on the teeth at all. They are pretty sharp. I think some other companies, I think like East Coast, Craftsman, on their ratchets, they blunted the teeth so they wouldn't be that sharp. And so when this one ratchets, it is really clicky because of those sharp teeth. Okay, we look inside here and we see pretty heavy duty. See the broaching here. Everything looks solid as you would expect. And you're gonna need the number 6 Torx to remove the pawl and the switch. So you unscrew, which is good because usually on the older ones they were peened in, and you had to unpeen them and do all this and that. Be careful when you do this. If you heard that, the ball just, when the pawl came loose, the ball flew, and I'll show you why in a second. Here's the pawl. And they put this giant spring inside here, so there's a lot of spring tension in this ratchet. So here's that spring, and here is another interesting kind of feature, is another gasket, but they put kind of a washer to cover it on top, so a real thin washer here, and another rubber gasket for the switch. And the cutout for it. And I'm not sure if these are directional, but this is the way it came off when I took it apart. This one has like a channel here, and on the flip is kind of a wider channel here. So I just put it in the way basically it came out. I'm not sure if the gasket is directional or not, but that's how I put it back in. And then you just take your washer. Well, let me put that back in a little bit better. Like that. And then the washer just falls on top of it to cover it, which is interesting. So, and there's the hole for the spring, and there's a better look at the inside. Yeah, pretty heavy duty ratchet. This one might be a little bit feisty to get back together because of how far the spring is sticking out, but I'm going to attempt it on camera, but I might not be able to do it. But before we do that, I don't think I showed some of the parts here really good. This is the pawl here. So this is the pawl that sticks through like that. This is the end that's squared off where the switch, and I think I'm going to leave the screw in. Let me see if I can wiggle it out. It seems like it doesn't want to come out for some reason, this screw. It'll turn, but let me see if I give it a little twist. Nah, I just leave it like that. It turns, but it doesn't seem to want to pop out. I think maybe, I don't know if it was pinned actually to the switch, because it seems like it has some abuse there. Looks like it's been dropped a bit, this ratchet, and the square part goes in the square hole like that. Okay, it doesn't want to. Oh, I see. Yeah, actually this is threaded. There you can see the threads over here. So to put this back in, I would have to get the Torx and thread it back in, but you can see the threads actually if you look real close on this side. So that's what this looks like. 2 teeth on this pawl. Kind of a small pawl, a little bit smallish. Okay, so let me try to get this back together, and I'll give it a shot. And if I can't, I'll probably have to do it off camera, because I don't want to spend too much time trying this. The problem is getting this ball and pushing it down all the way down from this long spring. You're probably not getting a good view, and I don't want this ball to shoot across the room, because then okay, one more time. There we go. Now if I can just put the pawl in real quick. Okay. Now, keep your finger on the pawl, and you see the orientation of the pawl. Make sure you get the switch in, and try to do this quickly. There you go, not too tight. Okay, let's see. Alright, there you go. Like that. Now you take your gear, you just drop it in like this, and this is what it looks like when it's ratcheting. Well, it needs this in that hole to use as a fulcrum, so it's not really, you can't really see it too well because it's kind of off kilter. It's not ratcheting real good right now, but that's kind of like what it looks like there. Then you drop the plate back on and take your screws. Screw them in. And you test it out. See if it's ratcheting. You switch it, see if it's switching. It seems to be working good. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of the old school, but trying to meet new school of snap-on ratchet. Still the old kind of coarse ratchet mechanism, 32 teeth, but you know, they added all those gaskets to kind of keep it sealed pretty much, and seems like they went to pretty, I don't know, they went to some lengths to make sure it was sealed pretty good and properly. So there we go, that's the F830 ratchet, and that's all I got for now. Okay guys, until next time.